video I'm going to cover about Japanese and Korean language and the exams that you need to give in both of these languages. So welcome back to the channel. This is Madhurika, and on this channel we talk all and everything about foreign languages and travel. There are many reasons why people learn foreign languages. It is because you want to have an extra skill to travel to that country or build an international career or have a career in foreign languages. Having a career in foreign languages, it means you can become a translator, or interpreter, a corporate trainer, or even a teacher. We have made a complete video on the careers that involve foreign languages. You can go and watch that. These language exams are conducted by the embassy and the government of Japan and Korea. These are the official international exam, and these have the credibility and the validity for you to make a career in these languages. And the information I'm going to cover regarding Japanese and Korean language exams are the levels, the registration fee, where it is conducted, what all is included in the test, and also when it is conducted. So the first exam that I would like to talk about is JLPT, which is the Japanese Language Proficiency Test. This exam is conducted twice a year. It is in July and the next one is in December. It takes around 6 months for you to prepare for this exam. Every language has its levels. Even Japanese language has 5 levels. It actually goes on from descending order, which is N5, N4, N3, N2 and N1. The beginner level is N5 level. This test is conducted by the Japanese government to verify the ability to speak in this language for a non-native speaker. The next part is where it is conducted. In India, it is conducted in major part of the city, Bangalore, Kolkata, Mumbai, and also 2 cities of Tamil Nadu. One among them is Chennai. And the last count is the registration fee. Now the registration fee for this exam is from 1000 to 1600 rupees, in between that, which is quite economical compared to the European language exam, because the DELF exam, which is the French one, the exam fees is actually between 8000 to 10,000 rupees. So it's really a huge gap. So you can take this as well into consideration, and if you are planning to make a career in foreign languages, Japanese can be a good start as it has a lot of benefits, and definitely this test will give you the credibility to go ahead and make a career in it. So JLPT's coming exam is on the 4th of July and the next one is in December, which is 5th of December. So if you're willing to prepare, then these are the exam dates of 2021. They are subject to change because of COVID, but hoping for the best. And now let's get to the another language, which is Korean. Korean language exam is called the TOPIK exam. The full form is Test of Proficiency in Korean Language. This exam is also conducted twice a year, one in April and the other one in October. TOPIK exam certificate is recognized globally by private, public, government institutes and also corporations. This test is a proof that you have the knowledge of the Korean language, that you have the ability to speak in it and understand the language. It also gives you the benefits of job opportunities in Korea and also with the Korean brands across the world. You have a competitive advantage if you're in a corporate sector and if you want to build a CV. This test is definitely going to help you. TOPIK has 6 levels. The elementary level is level 1, level 2, intermediate is 3, 4, and advanced is level 5 and level. In India, it is conducted on specific location on cities like Chennai, Kolkata, Hyderabad, Jharkhand and Manipur. Surprisingly, it's not in Mumbai, but I will list the links of these locations and the exam centers where you can go and apply for this topic exam. The registration fee of topic is between 800 to 1000 rupees, which is also a very economical affair when it comes down to learning and appearing for an international exam of a language. So this was all the information that you need regarding the JLPT and topic exams. One thing to keep in mind is the levels, because the levels emphasize and plays a very important role when you're learning a language. So if you want to become a translator or an interpreter or an expert in this language, you need to complete till the last level. But if you want to go for teaching, then intermediate level is also considered to be good enough. So do check with your institute and the job application or the study abroad program you're applying of which level they require, and if you have that level and the goal in mind, you can cover up this level and start studying and give exams for it. I hope you find this video informative. Again, all the information and the links will be in the description. If you need any more guidance or if you have further more questions, please do comment down below. We would love to help you out. And also connect to us if you want to start learning Japanese or Korean. The link of our website is in the description. We do give guidance on our social media platforms and on our website. Hope to see you very soon, and bye bye.